Do you know, it was interesting watching that you could see him singing to those people.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine yourself being there in the audience as he sang to you. I mean, it's
when
just
we were there,
staggering.
he used to sing that to Mum when we were in the
really?
when we were there. But what's so lovely about this is that him singing live, you hear his personality, because there's lots of talk in between the songs. I know we've just been playing the music, but some lovely banter and humour, because he had very dry humour, and you can just hear the little bit of his character and warmth of personality.
Talking about the humour, I mean, I know he worked with some of that sort of comedy greats of the
Dave Allen and him were notorious together. You know, they used to put cling film on the toilet seats and mess about, you know, like school kids together. But it was great, you know, I mean, they had great fun. The business was so different to what it is now. It's very manufactured now. Whereas there, you know, there wasn't the health and safety laws, and it was just you go, you have fun, you do your thing, you go home.
I think really it was the era of genuine musical superstars, wasn't it? I mean, you look back at the kind of era, you got people like Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. I mean, big, iconic names.
Bing Crosby, Tony Bennett, Sammy Davis Jr., as you said, but there's a huge stable of artists that came, and it was fantastic. And the one difference between England and America is that England measures an artist by the strength of their last record. America don't. You can have one hit and work forever in America, and it's a very big place. So, you know, they created massive stars over there. When Capitol offered him $1 million contract, which it was. I mean, that's a lot of money back then. You know, it was unheard of, not only to offer that sort of money, but a British artist to go to America, and took over where Nat King Cole had passed away, and it left a void for them because Sinatra had gone to Reprise to do his own label. So he was sent, you know, literally called up to fill that void.
Wow, it's just amazing. I mean, there's so many. At the end of the day, it's about the music, and what the book gives you as well is a real insight into the man behind the music.
Yeah, because even I didn't know until I started researching how impoverished his background was. You know, one of 5 children. His own father died at 3, and he was put into a home. You know, his mother had a breakdown and went into a sanitarium, but he didn't understand it. So it was a very lonely, isolated childhood. And I think this is where the need for him to have his applause came later. He needed it. He needed to feel that he had something to contribute, you know. And he always said to me, it's the biggest high you can get, adrenaline-wise, is the applause. And he used to say to me, every audience deserves my best. Because I used to say, surely you get fed up singing the same songs. He said, never. You know, he used to love them.
A true born performer.
Yeah. I mean, he loved it. He absolutely loved it. And that's why, you know, I'm very grateful he did die young and didn't have a long lingering illness, because he needed to perform. And if he couldn't, it would have really hurt him a lot, you know. He needed to be out there.
He kind of went out on a high, sort of thing.
Absolutely, you know. He left a lasting legacy because of it. And some great records he's left us behind. So, you know, that is fantastic.
Now, we only have around about 250 of these packages aware. As far as I'm aware, we don't have any advanced orders or anything like that. Every book is signed by Michele. I mean, this is a proper book. I mean, this is not anything cut down. You refuse to cut it down. So you've got a huge amount of things there. Lots of great photographs as well, which really bring Matt's life into a much clearer picture, really, when you can go through and see all these photographs through there. But let's have a listen to some more music. Another huge song. It's Born Free. Take a listen.
Born free, as free as the grass grows, born free to follow your heart. Live free, and beauty surrounds you. The world still astounds you each time you look at a star. Divide you, you're free as a roaring tide, so there's no need to hide. Born free.
Oh, classic song. I mean, it really, as I said before, it's timeless music that appeals to so many people. Great music will never go out of fashion.
Absolutely. In fact, when he did the Eurovision Song Contest in 1964, he came second with a little song called I Love the Little Things.
Can I just dive in for 1 second? I just want to warn you, we've got less than 200 of these now. It's ticking down very quickly, and we have queues on the phones. It should be on tonight. At this rate, I don't know whether it will be or not. Get it now. If you love the music of Matt Monro, this is a fabulous package to go for, because not only do you get the music on the CDs, you get the DVDs of a concert, and as far as we know, it's the only concert out there.
It is, that I know of, yes.
And the book. Sorry.
23 performances from television, and that concert from Manila, and the brand new CD there, so great package. Yes, so he did the Eurovision, and a little song called I Love the Little Things, which Tony Hatch
wrote. He did Eurovision?
Yes, came
See,
second.
why can't we have people like that doing Eurovision instead of these...
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, it was so different then, because Song for Europe, he did all 6 songs, and they selected the one there, and he went, so he was guaranteed to go, you know. Yeah. But anyway, while he was there, he heard this little song in German, and he loved Austrian, and he loved it, and it was by Udo Jürgens, who had performed it there. He said, can I take this back home and translate it? Udo said yes. So he brought it back with him, and nobody really could see the concept, you know, but he persevered, he had it translated, and that was Walk Away. Wow. Massive, massive hit.
Isn't that funny?
You know, it just shows you, and mind you, he didn't have an ear for everything.
Yeah, but he clearly had an ear for something.
Some Portrait of My Love, he loved the song, he thought it was fantastic, but thought it had no commercial value. It was his first massive hit. And do you know that's 50 years old this year?
Is it really?
Yeah, it's its birthday, and I mean, it just shows you, doesn't it, that it doesn't die, good music. It does.
Absolutely.
It's
it goes on and on. And I think a new audience is introduced to it as each year goes on. Like I say, it's only recently that I've started listening to this music, and it's just, I love it. It's something that you can enjoy listening to at any time.
Yeah, you can. I mean, people like Michael Bublé and Robbie Williams are doing their interpretations of the music, so that brings us a whole new fan base in who become interested and then look for other artists. Exactly. So it's done us a great favour. We've got very young fans. Yeah, it's incredible, you know.
So remember, you're getting a book, which is a good, solid, thick book with lots of great photographs in there, a real insight into his life, a lot of the different parts that you may not have known about, because a lot of people kind of associate it because he used to be a bus driver, but you were saying only for 11 weeks.
11 weeks.
That kind of got hooked onto, whether it was the record company.
People don't know, you know, he was born Terence Edward Parsons. Matt Monro is not his real name, or wasn't. So, you know, it tells the story of how he got the name, and it's a great book, and even if I say so myself. But there's some great stories. I had interviewed 200 people, and Dave Allen, Bruce Forsyth, Jimmy Tarbuck, Mike and Bernie Winters, and so on over the years, and what great stories they gave me.
I mean, he must have worked with some of the biggest names around.
He did. I mean, the only one that he didn't get to work with was Sinatra, which was very sad. Although Sinatra offered him a contract with Reprise.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness me. 563-802 is your item number if you want to go for this package. It's supposed to be on at 6 o'clock tonight. It is proving very popular indeed. Less than 150 of these remaining. You've got the book, which is signed by Michele. We haven't got any extras of these. Once it's gone, it's gone. You've got a DVD package. You've got a concert from Australia and also some TV appearances. You've got a concert in Manila on CD and the greatest CD as well. All of that for £35.98. Michele, thank you so much for bringing this along for us.
From Russia with love.